everyone, it's Mr. Silbaugh here, and this is my take on Unit 9, Lesson 1. So, in Unit 9, we're going to talk about two very current trends in web design, which is GUIs and talking about mobile websites. So, the first half of this unit and this first week, we'll talk about GUIs, and then the next half of the unit, we'll talk about mobile editors and making mobile websites. So the first, we'll talk about GUI editors. You can make web pages using what's called a graphical user interface, a GUI. Our text calls them a what you see is what you get. So if you see that combination of letters, that's what it is. The reason why they say that is because of the fact that you get what you pay for in this type of editor. So all of the stuff that you may get may not be the best, and we'll talk about that in the next lesson. GUIs allow web creators to make web pages without knowing the actual code or without typing the code. Instead, you essentially type everything in, and you can choose your fonts and all of that fun stuff, and it makes the web page for you without you having to do any work. Some popular programs, my personal favorite, Adobe's Dreamweaver. That's one of my favorites to use. Microsoft Expression and Blue Griffin are popular GUIs. These types of editors use what's called click and select interfaces, and it writes the code automatically. Essentially, you click and select what you need, and it does the code for you. But, of course, always downsides to this, but that's for another lesson. So for our purposes, please note, there's not going to be any labs for this unit, other than maybe a mobile lab here or there. A lot of the programs that are GUIs are run on computers. They're either not free, or they're a download, or if they're online, they're not really good examples. So for this unit, I decided to say no labs, especially since this course has more of a focus on writing the actual code. You may not have a computer that can run the application, so we're just going to skip this part. If you do want to do the lab, you check the course website. The course recommends Blue Griffin. It's free if you want to test it out. If you advance professionally, you would most likely be using Dreamweaver, because you'll get to a point that you do the code, but you're going to get to a point where you want to actually do the design work without having to do all of the code. It's good to know the code, but as you get more advanced in a career in web design, you're going to want to take the easy way out and do a program that's going to design it for you. So keep that in mind. There are two main types of GUI editors from the text. There are page editors and site management editors, and again, these are both what you see is what you get. First one is page editors. Page editors are quite simply this. It allows you to create a single web page using your mouse and a toolbar. They provide the tools, you click the tools that you want, and then you click your mouse, and then you start typing away. It is limited to creating just web pages, not websites. Keep that in mind. Some examples include Mozilla SeaMonkey, Microsoft Visual Studio Code, NetBeans, Beans, Eclipse, and IntelliJ IDEA. Again, these are all the names of them. I did not invent these names. Site management editors are exactly as they sound. They're used for web page creation and site management. So it allows teams of designers and developers to work together to build and manage larger websites. In this case, the application can manage the entire website and can be used during and after development. So you can launch changes during the development of the website and after it as well. It's very well user in mind here. It also includes task creation, so it can do assign people different tasks, maintenance issues, and it can integrate with other programs like Office. Site management editors are usually better than page editors, but it depends. They're usually a bit more costly. Popular sites include WordPress, Drupal, and the like, require no coding. WordPress is a good one if you want to use WordPress. It is free, I do believe, but you can check that out on your own time if you want to. It can be installed on a web server and can be provided by most hosting services. And once it's set up and running, you have a fully functional website with already made styles. You can use it for e-commerce, like selling goods and merchandise, and it can have built-in navigation. In just a few hours, you can have a simple made website that looks professionally done. Some of the more popular examples of site management editors Dreamweaver is included here. Microsoft Expression Web, WordPress, Drupal, and Blue Griffin are all popular site management editors. In summary, GUIs are easy ways to make websites without knowing the HTML code, and there are two types of GUIs, page editors and site management editors. Now in the next lesson, I'll talk more about some of the downsides to doing page editors and site management editors, and we'll cover more about GUIs in general.